Hey guys, Mike for Sim Racing 604, and you are looking at the newest release from Race Sim Studio for Assetto Corsa. Say hello to the Formula RSS 2010 V8. It doesn't take an expert to see that this is based on a 2010 Formula 1 car, which brings us back to a time nearly a decade and a half ago when the grid included names like Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, and Nico Hülkenberg. Also in this era, Red Bull secured a Constructors' Championship and Ferrari seemed poised to return to top form and get back to the top of the standings. How things have changed. The RSS 2010 boasts a V8 engine revving to 18,000 RPM and pumping out around 800 horsepower. That engine delivers power to the rear wheels by way of a 7-speed semi-automatic transmission, and all of this is accomplished in a car weighing about 600 kilograms. So let's get on track and see what makes the newest mod from one of the best teams in sim racing so special. Alright, so welcome on board the RSS 2010 V8. So sit side here in the cockpit and you will notice there is an absence of noise. What do we do about that? Well, there's a clue at the top of your screen. So if I press the letter I on my keyboard, so you can see ignition on, we have a bit of lights and action on the steering wheel. If I press S once, we have life. So car is started now. I'm sat here in neutral. But before we get going, let's take a look at some of the features of this RSS 2010 V8. So by default, if I press numpad 5, it brings up the RSS extended controls. You can also go into your list of apps here and find it, but by default, that is what we have. So numpad 5 brings that up. Then we have a number of controls, 7, 9, 4, 6, and 1, 3. Each do different things. So we'll start with the 4 and 6. And as you can see, kind of see it, but you can see it better here. I'm pressing 1 and 3 now. You can see the LED brightness at the bottom of your screen there, raising and lowering. So depending on the time of day, etc., or just what you like to see in an LED bar, you can adjust that. Now 4 and 6 is supposed to adjust the brightness of the multifunction display, but as you can see, it's not. Yeah, you can see it adjusting a bit, but I think you can safely leave that quite far down. We also have some other functionality here. So we have manual. I'll press numpad 5 to get rid of that. If you press extra option A and B, you have front flap angle adjustments. So that once we start rolling, that should flash the screen. In fact, let's do that. Let's get rolling here. So once we're out of the pits, if I press the flap angle adjustment, you can see the front flap angle adjustment on the wheel display there. We also have different engine modes. So right now I have it mapped to my diff wheel. You can see the different mixes here, up to 11 different modes. So just a huge amount of adjustability there, and I'm not sure what each of them does, quite frankly, so we'll have to find that out through trial and error. What else do we have? We can adjust the different displays with 7 and 9. So let's see, right now, let me get around this corner here. We have lap 1, and we're sitting in position 1, of course, because it's just us out here. The only way I can come in first place in a race, frankly. Fuel showing 49 liters. Keep going. Not sure exactly what these are, but I'm sure it'll be listed in the manual. Just didn't spend long enough reading it. And then back to the default. So that is the speed in kilometers. And those bars on the right there, that is your time differential versus your fastest lap. Let's bring up the extended controls again. We can actually, oh, by the way, very cool feature here. Even though I would say the start sequence is much better in the virtual racing cars starters, I do like that they have the disable ignition sequence option here. I think that's very cool because it's something that it kind of annoys me at times about the VRC cars, even though, like I say, I think it's a little bit more of a mature starting sequence. I do like that you can disable it with this RSS car. You can also choose miles per hour or kilometers per hour. So you see the speed right now on the wheel. If I flip that to miles per hour, you can see it drops down by 1.6. And then just a bit of other information, but this is all available. And then once you have it set up how you like, of course, you can just hit save, and then it is saved to the car. So I'm going to get rid of that, and now we can start driving here at Nürburgring. And this car does take advantage of the custom shaders patch, so getting the tires up to temp is a manual process that's going to take a few laps. We can also experiment with those different engine maps as well, if I remember. But I have done some installation laps here, so hopefully they should be clean, these next few laps. And not quite bold enough to go through the Schumacher S, which at the time this was active would not have been called the Schumacher S. Yeah, not quite bold enough on that just yet, not till we get some more heat in these tires. Oh, and I forgot to mention the f-duct. So rather than a DRS system, if you have a DRS button mapped, if you press the DRS button, the hand comes off the wheel. What does that do? Well, it manually stalls air. So there is air that's channeling through the cockpit onto the rear wing. And again, if I press the f-duct, driver moves his hand over, blocks that, and you get a little bit of extra speed. So we're not talking about a DRS system where it's going to blast you down the start-finish straight. It is going to make some difference, but not a huge difference. But that's a pretty cool system just the same. Incredible levels of detail here. And you can see the difference. Oh, we had it for a second there. The difference in time from our fastest lap. But of course, that was just our out lap. So I'm not sure we will have a time just yet registered. Whoa! Registered to reference. You can see the tires not yet up to temperature. And those sounds are hypnotic. High-revving V8 engine. Yes, it is beautiful. Oh, I wanted to pull third gear there, but the car would not let me do it. Still too high in the rev range. And the gearing is interesting in this car. You can probably hear more clicks than you see downshifts. I'm trying to pull gears and the car just will not let me. So obviously I'm still learning the rev range of this RSS 2010 V8. Oh, come on, girl. Open up that f-duct, get a little bit of extra speed down here. Of course, it comes at the expense of stability. 7th gear there. I guess I should be taking some sample speeds here to see what the engine maps will do for me. We'll start that on this lap. Okay, so rocketing out of the final corner there. Look at the speed, 250 kilometers an hour, rocketing toward 230. It is slowing down a bit. So that was 295-ish. I don't think I saw 300, but we were darn close. You can see that differential. Oh, come on, Mike. You can see that differential in time showing up on the wheel now. A little bit of fight coming out of that corner, though not much. Oh, by the way, all those numbers that I mentioned, numpad 5s, 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, you can map those to your wheel as well, so you're not stuck with using your keyboard. If you don't choose, you can map them to whatever you want. Okay, we should be able to take this flat now. Easily so. Alright, let's see if we can dial up the engine. I forgot to take a sample here of how fast I should be going. We're going to go f-duct. We're going to dial this up to level 6. And we'll see what that does. So last time we hit 295 on the straight. We'll see if that makes any difference here. F-duct. Oh, it's slower, in fact. So that's interesting. So maybe I'll go back to default here. Whoops. There's no engine map up and down. It's just engine map, so I can't dial it back. So let's go through the cycle here. That doesn't sound as alive. I do believe that 0 will be your highest. Let's see if I am right about that. Alright, let's see if we can put in a PV on the next lap. I think we can do so. Yeah, I had to pull 7th gear there, so 0 is obviously faster than 11. Let's see if we can get it up near 300 here on this start-finish straight. Indeed, it is so. A little bit of resistance there, and again on the corner entry, front wheels tried to step out, front tires rather. Nothing too bad though. I'm just in love with the sound of that V8 engine. Up nearly second and a half, actually over a second and a half now. That cost us some time there. Got the entry wrong. Come on, hold on to it. All right, sloppy middle sector there. Oh, turn in, girl. Alright, so what are my impressions of driving the 2010 V8? Oh, it's a masterwork. It's one of the most fun RSS cars to drive, and that is saying a lot. I love this style of F1 car from them, the point and shoot. We had this also in the 2013 V8, which I thought was an excellent, probably underrated car. It was just... it had a lot of modern handling characteristics, but without the need to really tinker with you know, ECU deploy and ERS deploy and things like that. It was just more of a point and shoot car. I would say the same is true here. This is just a hop in, point the nose down the track and go type car. It's not easy to drive, I would say. Still got its personality, that's for sure, but much more point and shoot than, say, is the hybrid. But yeah, just beautiful, sounds amazing, looks amazing, and you know, those extra few features in the CSP, that's great. And great also that those who don't want to mess around with the custom shaders patch, they do include a vanilla version of the car, and you can make this even more point and shoot, where you just hop in and enjoy yourself and not worry about some of the things I've described earlier in the video. Alright, this will be the final lap, but I have enjoyed my time immensely with this car. Yeah, this is... I don't know if I would put this, you know, as my, or into my top 3 RSS cars. because there's just been so many over so many years that there's a lot of competition. I would have to give it a lot of thought. I don't think I enjoy this more than the Mercer V8. I don't think I enjoy this more than the Endurance pack that we got a couple of years ago. Any of the original GT pack, of course. Classic Assetto Corsa mods. I don't think it's quite at that level. However, within the domain of GT cars that we've had from RSS, is this up there? Oh yeah, definitely. This is among my favorites. And really, you know, when you're ranking Race Sim Studio cars, it's like picking your favorite ice cream or something. It's like, even if vanilla's not in your top 5, are you going to turn down vanilla ice cream? No. Is it delicious anyway? Yes, of course. That's the same with Race Sim Studio. It's no bad Race Sim Studio car. This car, again, even if it's not in my top 3 or top 5, it's still better than 99% of the mods out there. So, yeah, just another masterwork. I'm going to go for one more lap. Just kind of lost myself in enjoying the car. This is a pleasure to drive across the board. So much fun. It's very fast, very, you know, I want to say point and shoot, but that makes it sound like it's boring to drive. It's a simpler driving style than is the Formula Hybrid. But at the same time, like I said, it does have character. Takes you some getting used to for the gearing, takes some getting used to for a few other things. You know, that dash display. What do you want to see on there? How bright do you want your LED lights? But I mean, beyond that, beyond a little bit of training, it just becomes this brilliant machine that once again proves why Race Sim Studio is among the best to ever do it in the modding scene for Assetto Corsa, and one of the teams primarily responsible for why that sim is more popular than ever. Alright, one more time across the finish line, and then you get to enjoy a replay without me babbling about how good this car is, and I guarantee you the sound is going to floor you. From the outside, this car sounds like, I don't know, I almost said a bad word there. It sounds incredible. Alright, enjoy the sounds. Thank you for watching. Incredible job, Race Sim Studio once again. That team just continuously delivers, and this is phenomenal. No qualms about recommending this to anyone. Alright, enjoy the replay.